I understand now. You are attracted to greatness because greatness is all in you. But it's easier to watch greatness. It's easier to go see greatness than it is to put in the time, to put in the energy, to discipline yourself, to sacrifice. It's easier. And so that's why you average.
You've been doing the same thing. You at the same job. You're experiencing the same things in your life. Nothing has changed.
Everything about you is phenomenal, but you've consciously made a decision to be average. You are average in school. You are average at your workplace. Like everything you do is average. And not because it's average, but because you made a decision. You made a choice to be average. Why? Because the people around you are average. Or maybe you grew up in an average environment, or went to an average school, or you work for an average company, and so you've decided to go against who you are.
No one else feels sorry for you. Only you do. That's the type of mindset why people aren't successful at life. They sit there and they feel sorry for themselves, and they want all this fucking sympathy from everybody else. Yet they're not willing to go out there and make shit happen for themselves.
Because this is not for everyone. This is not for the faint at heart. This is for people who have goals and dreams that they want to achieve.
Everyone seems to think that this world, this government, somebody owes them something. Nobody owes you shit. If you want something, go out there and get it. Go out there and fucking take it. That's all there is to it.
You could be great if you just showed up. Get in the game. Quit. Stop playing. You deserve to see what your life would look like if you gave 120%.
You gotta run after your destiny. You gotta run after it. You gotta run after your destiny. 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 You gotta run after it. You gotta run, because success is never an accident. And if you don't want it, get out of my way. Because there are some people who want to do something with their life who will run.
The choice that we have, though, is either to give up or keep on going. I want to ask you, what are you going to believe? Are you going to believe in yourself? Are you going to believe everybody else's judgment on you?
Like, I want your dream to be so clear, so vivid, right? That when you wake up in the morning, all you got to do is step in your dream.
I didn't get it until I got to this age, but I'm going to start running. I messed up junior high, but now I'm going to start running. I messed up high school, but now I'm going to start running. The moment you get the word, you ought to run. The Bible said, the day you hear my voice, harden not your heart. When God gives you a chance at an escape, don't be cute. Run after your good. My God, run! Run! Do y'all hear me? Run! Run after your good. Run after it. Run after it. Run! Don't be ashamed. Run!
You might be taller than me. You might be bigger than me. You might be stronger than me, but I'm coming. And I'd rather die trying. I'd rather give a year. I'd rather put in work and fail.
The harder you work, the harder it is to surrender. And that's in every aspect of life.
Start acting like this is your last day on the planet.
I deserve to see what my life would look like if I gave 120%.
I would rather aim for the stars and not hit them than to not aim at all. I would rather go after it and not get it than not go after it at all. I'd rather try and fail than not try at all. I don't want to live with the idea, wonder what would have happened had I done more with my life. I'm going to go for it come hell or high water. I'm going after my destiny. You got to run after your destiny. You can't stroll after your destiny. You can't walk after your destiny. You got to run. Run. Run after your destiny. Run after it. Run after it. Run. If you just run after what's in front of you, you will escape what's behind you. Don't spend all your time trying to fix what's behind you, because you'll never be able to fix what's behind you. You have to run after what's in front of you.
There's a single definition of success. Look at yourself in a mirror in the evening and wonder if you disappoint the person you were at 18, right before people get corrupted by life. Let him or her be the only judge. Not your reputation, not your wealth, not your standing in the community, not the decorations on your lapel.
We bullshit each other. We bullshit ourselves. It's the hardest thing to do, is not to bullshit ourselves. If we don't bullshit ourselves on some level, it's too painful to be alive. And that's what your art is. Your art is telling the truth in ways that you can't in life.
As long as I enjoy what I'm doing, I train hard, I have no regrets, and all I can do is give my best, then it's going to be fine, regardless of the outcome. It's important for me to actually hear criticism sometimes, you know, because I think that's what makes me a better player.
This thing, you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for anybody else. I think a lot of people just, they see you run and they say, oh, it looks so easy, it really looks effortless. But before it gets to that point, it's hard. It's like hard work. Day in, day out, sacrifice, day in, day out.
You have a limited time to stay on earth.
It really gets into behaving in a rational manner. It's not getting in your own way. As I say, everybody here has the ability, absolutely, to do anything I do and much beyond. And some of you will, and some of you won't. But it will. The ones that won't, it will be because you get in your own way. It won't because the world doesn't allow you to. It will be because you don't allow yourself to.
The indomitable will, if you have a belief you can do something, the only way you grow that, like in the gym, you grow your muscles by actually exercising them. You know, you grow the love of you and your wife by caring for them and having their back. To grow the individual will to become something, you must get comfortable with fear and failure. They must be your best friends. They're the only one that moves that needle of life.
Really liking what you do, whatever area that you get into, given that, you know, even if you're the best, there's always a chance of failure. So I think it's important that you really like whatever you're doing. If you don't like it, life is too short. If you like what you're doing, you think about it even when you're not working. I mean, it's something that your mind is drawn to, and if you don't like it, you just really can't make it work, I think.
If you run with people much faster than you, all right, yeah, you might come in last every single time, but your time will be better. Because they're making you run all the faster. They're making you dig down just a little bit more. It doesn't matter that you won, your time is faster.
I'm the most artistic, I have the prettiest footwork, the prettiest face. There'll never be another fighter like me.
It seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, and I actually think that that's true for a lot of the best ideas, where it is that it's not that someone else can't do it, they actually can, and the odds are stacked against you, but I think often that belief in the fact that you just care so much about what you're doing is the only thing that kind of drives you to do it.
Integrity, honor, character, discipline, sacrifice, due diligence, sweat equity, to see it through. The difference is not the genetic code, the potential, the reality of life, whatever that truth is, right? It's not as powerful as the perception on how you see it. No matter what happens, it's the perception on how you see it.
So what is an extraordinary quality of life? What would a magnificent life be? It's not for me to define. It's for you to define on your terms. To me, an extraordinary life is life on your terms. What would it look like if you really, truly, without bullshit, without exaggeration, could look yourself in the mirror and say, holy shit, look what I created.
Most of things that happen in life you have no control over. You don't control your parents, where you're born, when you were born, what era, really what schools you go to, anything like that. And then beyond that, just things happen to you. And so the way I look at it, maybe 95, 96% of what happens in life you have no control over. But you have a little margin of control. And power is the ability to increase that tiny little margin to 4, 5, 6%. The gist of it is controlling yourself. Self-mastery. Power begins from within.
If you're going to get anything out of life, you've got to throw your whole self at it. You know, you've got to throw your whole self at it. You can't go through life with a maybe attitude and expect to get anywhere. Right? You can't go through life and say, well, maybe this is going to work out for you. Maybe. You've got to have something about you that says must. You've got to have a must attitude. A lot of people right now going after their dreams, wondering why they're not getting anywhere, wondering why they're not moving forward, because you're going through life with your brakes on.
The only way you're going to get results in your life to achieve your goals, your dreams, your desires is through taking massive action. Take action, take action, take action. That should be your mantra in your head all day, all throughout the day, all throughout the week, all throughout the month. You do that, you take massive, massive action, man, see what's going to happen in your life. Your life's going to change.
You can make the commitment to your life that you don't like the results that you have and that you're going to do something about it. See, that power is available to all of us.
Today I begin a new life. Today I shed my old skin, which hath too long suffered the bruises of failure and the wounds of mediocrity. Today I am born anew, and my birthplace is a vineyard where there is fruit for all.
To create a business, you've got to initially work day and night, weekends. It's really hard work. To do everything you can to survive and not to give up. As long as you try everything you can, then if you fail, you'll sleep okay.
The most important decision of your life is deciding whether you're truly committed to being happy no matter what. Because life is going to throw all kinds of curveballs at all of us. So the secret to real happiness is progress. Progress equals happiness, and if we can make progress on a regular basis, we feel alive.
See, the universe responds to the man or woman that refuses to be denied. Don't get caught up in, well, I've tried it 4 or 5 times and things didn't work out. If there's something that you want and you're hungry for it, you've got to do whatever is necessary until. And when you give the best you can and that's not enough, you must do what is required. There's something in you that said, there's a bigger life waiting for me, calling my name. There's something in you that says, I'm on my way to a greater life.
Entire life changes in a moment. Guess that, say I. Problems are what make us grow. Authenticity will lead to a rich life. Life is always happening for us, not to us.
And don't give up on yourself. Don't throw the towel in so quickly. Many people give up on the 1-yard line.
First of all, you were born a human. Right. Let's start with, we could have been fucking ladybugs. Right. Do you know the math around becoming a human? The math is insane.
It is through the disaster, it is through the adversity that our strength is developed. If everything went the way you wanted it to go, you wouldn't have anything to exercise by. It's a gymnasium of life where you get to work out the resistance and you find out things about yourself that you didn't know.
The biggest poison in us is regret. One fucking life. One life, my friends.
But if you want to begin to move into your own personal greatness, if you want to begin to really enjoy a happy, successful, healthy life, you've got to be willing to go against the tide. You've got to be willing to harness your will. Think of some major goal you want, or maybe it's one you're already working on and you have experienced a lot of setbacks, a lot of defeats. You've experienced a lot of disappointment. Maybe you've already given up. And maybe you just need a little fire, a little encouragement to get back in the game again. There are winners, and there are losers, and there are people who have not discovered how to win.
Nothing is impossible. The only thing that's impossible is what you make impossible. So I need you to understand that it's not going to be an easy road. But I'm telling you, if you're willing to put in 120%, if you're willing to go all in, you can take that which was once impossible and make it possible.
Not only is it possible for you to have your dream, but it's necessary that you go for what is yours in the universe. You do what it is you're supposed to. You're supposed to build something. You're supposed to create something. I don't know how to do it. Learn. It's you. It's on you. You got to make that happen. Nobody's going to bring it to you on a silver platter and say, here's your dream manifested. No, it's hard. Yes, it's hard. It's difficult. Yes, right. And it's worth it.
I want you to hold on. It may not happen in the time that you think is going to happen, but I want you to know something. If you quit, it's never going to happen. If you quit, if you give up, if you stop, if you do not persevere, listen to me, you will never see it.
The major key to your reaching your dream, your living up to your greatness, your making your contribution is you.
What do you need to know to be, to do, to have what you want that you don't know right now? What do you need? And so I'm asking you this question. You got to get this one. What do you need to know that you don't know right now? What information, what books do you need to read? What mentors do you need? What circles do you need to hang around?
See, if you know what your life work is, I encourage you to start working on it. If you can't do it all at one time, do just a little bit of it.
And you've got to actually go in a room, close the door, and you've got to see yourself doing it. You've got to feel yourself doing it. You've got to actually walk in it. You've got to go in the future, live it out, come back in the present, and start working toward it. Promise me this, 5 to 10 minutes that you will devote to seeing yourself being successful. So I need you to do this for me. Like, I don't care what happens in your life. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care where you are. Every single day you wake up, if you're going to have energy, if you're going to have passion, if you're going to have drive, every day you wake up, you've got to start with that vision. It may not happen in 6 months. It may not happen in a year. It may not happen in 2 years. But at some point, my dream is going to become a reality. every single day. We're not waiting for it to happen. We just don't have sight. Sight is for people who live in the present. We have vision. We're going to make it happen before it happens.
You got to write, even if no one published your book, write, because that was given to you to do. Everything in you is telling you to stop, to give up. Every muscle is aching, and you're saying to yourself,
you can do it. Where you are is temporary. You will not be there for the rest of your life.
Other people couldn't see it. A lot of people didn't believe it. You were attacked. You were criticized. People were opposing you, but you kept on doing it. It was hard. It was rough. It was difficult. But to you, it was worth it.
You have to know that this thing is going to work.
Say this to yourself every day. I can write my own book. I can have my own business. I can take the trip and travel around the world. It's possible. I can bounce back from adversity and reinvent my life. It's possible.
I would rather die than settle for anything less than a phenomenal life. I would rather die than settle for anything less than my best. That I would never let myself accept failure or unhappiness or anything less than my best as my normal. And I would never give up on myself ever again. I realized that I want phenomenal success. I want phenomenal fulfillment. Phenomenal or nothing. I want phenomenal growth and phenomenal relationships and phenomenal impact. I want phenomenal for myself. And I will never settle for anything less. The way I see it, giving up, not living up to your fullest potential, and not using the gifts that God, life, the universe, or destiny gave you and bestowed upon you to serve the world is unacceptable. Not only is it unacceptable, giving up is wrong. Giving up on yourself is just plain wrong. You are not the only person who stands to benefit or gain from your happiness, your success, and your greatness. Doing everything that it takes to be happy and to be super successful is not selfish or self-centered at all. Because when you're happy, you automatically spread happiness, positivity, love, laughter, light, joy, and gratitude to everyone in your immediate surroundings. And when you are successful, you automatically add impact, positive influence, inspiration, insight, light, value, and greatness to everybody else around you. But when you give up on yourself, you're not only giving up on yourself, you're giving up on the people that stand to benefit and gain from your greatness. That's why giving up is wrong. Settling for anything other than a phenomenal life is just plain, flat out wrong.
Not one of you can outwill me. You may have been born with more genetic prowess than I have, but you cannot out-determine me. You can't outwill me. You can't out-want me. You can't outwork me. You can't out-desire me. And that's why this top spot, this number one, that's mine. You guys go ahead and fight over second and third.
You should take up that mentality that I'm going to do whatever it takes to live my purpose, live my passion, live my gifts, and live this life to its fullest potential. And I'll never accept mediocrity or underachievement or anything less than my absolute best as my normal. I will never settle for anything other than phenomenal. I only have one life to live. This is it for me. I'll never get another opportunity to be here and to live this life. These gifts, opportunities, and talents were given to me and me only. So this is it. It's do or die, greatness or bust, success or die, phenomenal or nothing.
You know, to be great, I think you have to fight. Working hard is the cost of entry to anything. You know 0 people that are successful that don't work their face off. You know 0 people. People that actually built their own success, you know 0 people that have had success that did not put in obnoxious amounts of work.
If you want to be the best, if you want to reach the pinnacle, you must be obsessed. Greatness in any field, greatness cannot be achieved without obsession.
Some decisions are major decisions. And also there are a lot of small decisions that we don't make, that they tax our minds, they drain our energy, they create a lot of anxiety and nervousness and mental torment because we don't take care of it. We decide not to decide, which is a decision. Deciding to decide, to act, is a major, major challenge for all of us at different points in different areas of our lives. And there are things that happen to us along the way, experiences that we have that prevent us from working through the mental block of acting, of doing those things that we know we ought to do. And so what I want you to think about is, what is there that you know you need to do, that you want to do this, but for some reason or another, you've been holding back?
Why don't we take action? Fear. What do we got to do to get ourselves to do it? We got to make sure that we push ourselves through it by making a decision. The point in which change happens is a decision. Every change in your life that you want will come from something simple, a decision.
A definite purpose must be accompanied by a definite plan for its attainment, followed by appropriate action. Now, you have to have a purpose, you have to have a plan, and you have to start putting that plan into action.
If you think trying is risky, wait till they hand you the bill for not trying. If you think investing is risky, wait till you get the tab for not investing. See, it's all risky. Well, if that's the way it's going to work out, let's give it a go. Right, that's what it's for. Give it a go.
Make a choice. Right? You just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide.
This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
The only thing is, if you're trying to get there, you cannot stop believing in any way. No matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody tells you, you have to know it beyond knowing it. It is a feeling. When something is for you, this is how I knew it was for me. When something's for you, there's a feeling that is deep down inside of you that will not allow you to let it go. It will keep you going when you can't even keep yourself going. Because there comes a time in your life where you've worked and you've stressed and you tried to get there and you couldn't on your own, but you have a dream. And that dream has to take on the belief for you because you can't do it by yourself. So what I would tell you is this: don't stop. Narrow your focus to one idea, and make it work. That will give birth to all the others.
Don't try. Dude, forget about trying. Forget about making an attempt. Forget about testing it out. Although you may not end up in the profession or in the area that you're starting out, you don't want to go halfway.
What do you say you go in there right now and take down that giant? Make them all believe.
Listen to me, you got it. You have to eat the dream. You have to sleep the dream. You have to dream the dream.
See, we don't have the courage, and that's what it takes, courage. It takes guts to do that which you know you need to do.
What's the primary difference between winners and losers? The winners do it, they do it, and do it, and do it, until the job gets done. All my life I wanted to be somebody important. Well, what do it then?
If you want lasting change, you've got to give up this idea of trying something. You got to decide you're going to commit to mastery.
You don't want to just dip your toe in, you want to jump in hard. Do not try, do. Go hard. It requires a tremendous amount of courage.
The way through the challenge is to get still and ask yourself, what is the next right move?
But when you decide to act, when you decide to take life on, and let me warn you, it can be painful, it will be uncomfortable, and that's where the growth is.
You've wished enough. You've waited enough. Now let's get to work. How much running do I have to do? How much stretching do I have to do? Listen to me. How many hills do I have to climb? How much work do I have to put in to make this happen?
People, what does it take to change? Decide. What changes our whole life is action.
Find out what it is you want and go after it as if your life depends on it. Take full responsibility for your life. Accept where you are and the responsibility that you're going to take yourself where you want to go. Someone said we have two primary choices in life. We can either accept conditions as they exist, or we can take the responsibility to change them. It's hard. Easy is not an option. It's hard living. Life is hard. See, it's hard when you're 49 years old, been working on a job for 17 years, and they come in and tell you you're finished and give you 1 week severance pay. And you got to start all over again. It's hard when you're married and raising children and your children are crawling and your husband dies unexpectedly. It's hard handling just the tragedies of life. It's hard when you're working on something and you put everything you have in it and it doesn't work. It's hard.
I realized that information changes situations. And so I'd rather buy a book than buy a house. Because if I buy a book, I can buy several homes. But if I buy a home and I don't have the right information, guys, you could burn my house down and it wouldn't bother me. Well, how do I know? Because we have the blueprints and they can rebuild it. You can take all my money out the bank. If you take the knowledge out of my head and take the experiences that I have, I'm broke, I'm nothing.
The disappointment drives you to find something more important inside of you. Or not getting it makes you look for another aspect of your life, a spiritual aspect, a family aspect, a physical aspect. If you can just trust that life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you, then you can find in any situation a benefit that can take your life to the next level.
That's the number one thing you have to do, is to work on yourself and to fill yourself up and keep your cup full. Keep yourself full.
You got to make your decisions accountable. To who? To your actions. So you said, so first side, boom, decision. Second side, I want you to write down every single action it's going to take to make that decision a reality. You hear me?
Every one of us in our life is going to face situations where it feels like we have total trauma, something that's been taken from us. The real question is, what are you going to do with
that you can forget about failing that test. You can forget about being a disappointment to your mom, a disappointment to your dad. The fact that you didn't finish school, the fact that you got a divorce, the fact that for real, you feel like a failure. So you've been trying to make the rest of your life the best of your life, but you've been holding on to being a failure too. Forget about your past and make the rest of your life the best of your life.
Necessary to start talking to people and seeking and asking for what I wanted and leveraging relationships and trying to find out how do the people do it that went ahead of me? How do they do it? And then what is it I need to do? How is it I need to train myself, to develop myself? What's the resources that will be required in order to make it happen? We're in hell right now. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time.
Listen to me, your life will never be the same again. All the failures, all the mistakes, all the hurt, it's over. Hear what I'm telling you, it's over. Poverty is over. Lack is over. Like, you're about to live like next level, abundance. You're about to start doing things and you're going to start seeing success.
You have a choice to either give up or keep going. Give up or get up. When you fail, try again and again